I'm about to set sail aboard the Royal Princess, and here's what I'm looking forward to. Hi, AJ here with Byte Size Cruises. I am about to leave to get on board the Royal Princess. I actually fly out this afternoon. I have an overnight in Vancouver, and then I get on the ship tomorrow. This trip is a little unique for me because it is a West Coast trip, and it starts in Vancouver and it ends in Los Angeles. In the middle, I am visiting Victoria, British Columbia, I am visiting San Diego, and I am visiting San Francisco. So these are all places that I either haven't been or I have been to San Diego one other time, but that's really it. Vancouver, of course, when I went to Alaska, that's where we boarded. So I'm really, really excited for this trip and I cannot wait. So before trips, I always like to do what I'm looking forward to, and I usually focus on the ship, but this time I wanted to mix it up and focus on things that I'm looking forward to in the port so that you also know what you can look forward to in the vlogs coming up, as well as stuff to do around the ship that I'm looking forward to. So without any further ado, starting at number 10, and we're going to go from my least to most looked forward to thing. So starting out at number 10, wrapping up the cruise in San Diego. San Diego is our last port day. It is the one I've been to before, but the last time I was there it was for a work trip where we were at a conference, so there wasn't a ton of time to do really touristy things. We did do a couple things, went and saw the seals. So I am looking forward to exploring, especially around that harbor area that we will be pulling into. And I also am going to make it to the gas lamp quarter if I can. I am on this trip, as always, focusing on places that I can walk to or get to inexpensively from the ship, just because I think that that makes it more accessible for people who might be cruising without much of an excursion budget. So yeah, very much looking forward to that. Number 9, the Wheelhouse Bar. So this is a place on the ship that I haven't talked a lot about before. It is a really cool venue because a lot of times it's like quieter live music. There's a dance floor usually in there, and there's like really cool, comfortable seating, and the decor is amazing. It is some like map, nautical, old world themed decorations, and it's just a really chill place to sit and hang out. Number 8 is the waterfront. So on most Princess ships, there is like a complete wraparound waterfront that goes all the way around the ship. And that is not on the Royal Princess. They instead have the 2 sides. So you do have to, if you want to walk by the water, you do have to cut through the ship to get between both sides. The front and the back of the ship aren't open. But you know, I don't necessarily walk that part. I mean, I do, but you know, I'm not there for the walk itself. I am there for the views. The waterfront is always a great place if you want to do any sort of whale watching or sunset watching, and you all know how much I love sunsets. It is a wonderful place. You can hear the water. It's like so close to you. To me, it is one of the most beautiful spots on the ship if you can get there. So I always love the waterfront, and I'm looking forward to spending some time there. Number 7, catching shows in the Princess Theater. So I always love Princess's entertainment. Even on the older ships, they have the technology that they bring in to make the shows really come to life. I'm a little nervous because on the Island Princess, the smoke machine was like the star of the show, and it was actually kind of hard to sit up front with the smoke machine going. So I'm hoping that isn't the case, but I always do love the shows in there, and the Princess Theater is always beautiful. They really put a lot of thought into how it's set up and laid out, and so I'm very much looking forward to catching a show. Number 6, experiencing San Francisco. So I am, once again, going to stay close to the dock in San Francisco, but I've never been there. I've heard things, and I have to tell you that when I told people the ports that I was going to, this was both the port that people worried about me going to the most and the port that the people who had been there were most excited about me going to. I have so many suggestions of what to do in San Francisco, and I can't wait to try out as many of them as I can. Seeing what the day leads to. When I checked earlier, the weather the day that we're in San Francisco is looking pretty good, if a little chilly. So I think it'll be a really fun time to, get to sightsee. And this is a classic American city that, a lot of people do go to as a tourist destination. I'm really excited to do that and walk around and see what there is. I really love port towns in general, I found. I think that the commerce and the culture that grows up around the water is fascinating. And I've heard that in San Francisco specifically, that area is really beautiful and really cool. So very much looking forward to that. Number 5, trying the pizza and the soft serve. So the pizza and the soft serve on the Island Princess was really the saving grace of the food on the trip. You can go watch my debrief if you want to know about the food. So every princess ship I've been on, I have loved the pizza, and most of them I have loved the soft serve. So I am really anxious to see if the Royal Princess can hold up and maintain Princess's crown. It is my second favorite pizza at sea. It's hard to beat MSC for pizza. But other than that, I think Princess has amazing pizza. It's pizza I would pay for at home, which is, I think, a really high compliment for a cruise ship for the free pizza. I may splurge and go to Alfredo's and get pizza, but we'll see about that. 4, Victoria. I haven't been to Victoria. I have loved every Canadian port we have been to so far. Charlottetown was the closest to being like, I don't need to go back there, but I think with Charlottetown, I need to have an excursion. But I'm really excited for Victoria, looking at the area, researching things to do there. It seems like a really cool historic town, and I do love history. So I am going to explore Victoria from that view, I think. And sadly, it calls for rain the day we're in Victoria. So I don't know how much I'm actually going to be able to see and film and do. But hopefully the weather gods will smile upon me and we will have a break in the weather. We are there from 7 to 4. It is our shortest port, which I was a little disappointed about because, like I said, it is the one I'm looking forward to the most. But I still think it'll be a great time. And I can't wait to see, again, what Canada has to offer with these ports. See how a West Coast port in Canada compares to the East Coast ones. I mean, it has a lot to stack up against, with both Halifax and Sydney topping my favorite port list. If you're not following me on Instagram, you can actually see some interesting information over there, like my top 5 favorite ports is one of the posts. And I would, on that note, just like to take a moment to ask you to please like and subscribe. This channel has grown a bit in the last couple of weeks, and I am so grateful for that, but we are still trying to grow. And the best way to help the channel do that is to like videos, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're not, and that really helps us continue to bring you things like this. Also, with all of these videos and my vlogs, there will be a running thread of sensory-friendly places to go and things that I learned about planning for those cities. So keep that in mind as you choose what you are going to do with this. But yeah, please like and subscribe. All right, let's get back to it. Number 3, movies under the stars. I adored this when I finally actually sat down and watched a whole movie on the Island Princess. It was amazing watching Beetlejuice. I'm excited to see what movies they have there, because that is really going to, be the final decision on whether or not I do watch a movie, doing movie under the stars. Because sometimes the movies are kind of lame that they have out there, but hopefully there'll be something fun. And I'm looking forward to, especially because it's going to be a little chilly, being wrapped up in my hoodie, under the blanket, watching a movie, hopefully with a cup of tea. That just sounds like a really amazing evening. Number 2, my sourdough tour of the West Coast. So I am, like my lobster rolls from the last one, I'm going to be doing sourdough in this one, trying a piece of sourdough in every port. And I'm really excited about this. I love bread. I love sourdough. So I feel like this one's actually a better fit than the lobster rolls were, and I will have more to say. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it is a really interesting way to kind of tie the vlogs and everything together. So I am excited, and it's going to be cheaper, hopefully. If I am paying $30 for a piece of bread at every port, something has gone wrong. So um, hopefully that is not the case. And then my number one thing I'm looking forward to is I did have a bunch of onboard credit this trip from different things with how it was booked. And so I'm going to be booking time in the sanctuary. If you don't know what the sanctuary is on Princess ships, it is a sun deck area that has cabanas and loungers, and the loungers are padded, and it's like an exclusive area. Kids aren't allowed in there. So it's nice and it's quiet and it's kind of private. So I want to try that both from a sensory perspective and also just because it looks really cool and comfy back there. And they have that extra shade. So I am really looking forward to that as well, and we'll be giving it a try. And yeah, those are the specific things that I'm looking forward to. Some other stuff as I'm getting ready to go that you might be interested in. I am working on a weird freehand project for crochet, so I'm making a bunch of strangely shaped triangles. Hopefully you'll see what comes of that if it works out. And then I have a couple books with me. And yeah, I'm just really excited for this trip. It is a little scary traveling to the West Coast on my own, but I also got a knockoff of one of those comfort travel hoodies. It has like all of the pockets on the arms and it has the eye mask built in. So I will also be doing a review of that as far as the cheap one goes. And then if I like the function but not the feel, because I don't love the fabric that it is from my initial like try on, then I will see about getting one of the more expensive ones and see how that is, because I think that they're a great idea. So yeah, so also look forward to that. That'll probably be a short and a reel rather than a full video. And then I'm also bringing with me my iPad with a bunch of board games on it so that I can try those out and see how they stack up against their physical board game counterpart if I have that game, but also how easy it would actually be to pass and play while you're on the ship to make it a family experience and not just, solo play, because I'll be reviewing it from both aspects. And that's really it. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait for you to come along with me on this journey. My debrief will be next week because, like I said, I am leaving today. And yeah, we will go from there. Thank you all so much, and I will see you next time.